Hey there, this is Rachel Stravelli, and I am so excited to see you today. Welcome. If this is your first time here, I make videos and write about connecting to our confidence, our intuition, our inner selves, and also kind of the dailiness that goes along with that. I'm a deeply spiritual person, but I live in this world that you live in, and I think we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and sometimes I make videos about the human experience, and today is kind of a blend of that. So today's topic is how decluttering and cleaning out your house can be a spiritual tool or a personal development process. And one of the things that I want to say right away is I am not a decluttering, organizing guru or anything like that. That's just not my area. I respect those people who do it, but it's not me. I do love playing with things in my home and rearranging them. For me, it's just play. I'm not an expert in it, but I do like to have fun with it. But one thing I want to share with you is that, practically any mainstream personal development book written over the last 20 years, they will have a section in the beginning that's all about clearing out your space and decluttering. And one of the reasons that this is, I believe, is that we need to make room for possibility. We need to make room for new things in our lives. And if we have all the old things that we've always had, how can we move forward when there are constant reminders of the past? Perhaps there's even like stored energy in those things, or, you may see something that an old friend gave you and then you had a falling out. And so every time you see that thing, you're like, I remember when she treated me like that, and that's so annoying. On the opposite side, I have some things that my mom, who's now on the other side, owned. And while I love some of them and I love having different things that she has had, I'm also trying to get really clear on what are the things that I have that are hers that mean the most to me, and not to keep something just so I can be like, oh, my mom once had that. I'm not keeping old bags of flour packaging that she once had, because she once had that. Our loved ones who passed on, we don't have to treat it like every single item they had, they're like a celebrity, and like, oh, Madonna, Oprah, whoever once touched this item, therefore I must keep it. Oh, my aunt once touched this, and she once touched all these other things, that's why I have to have 20 things that she had. Or like I said, I love my mom so deeply, but a lot of what she gave to me in my life is internal. The foundation, the ideas, my DNA. I can give away everything I have. Everything could burn in a fire, and I still have essential things that she gave me. And so I take comfort in knowing that. And it also makes it easier to decide what to keep, what not to keep. My husband and I recently moved, and leading up to the move, I was really trying to give away things we didn't need and assess what we had and all of that. And so it was a great time to do that. And we're in the new place now, and this is my backyard, which I like a lot. We're still in the process of determining what goes up in our home. Like, what art are we going to put up? What things are we bringing out? And I'm also noticing, are there things that I still have not unpacked those boxes? Because if so, it's probably non-essential. And if it was essential, 6 weeks in, I would have unpacked it already. I'm having a little experiment that I'm doing. So I have, I think, 4 pairs of earrings. This is one of them that I have unpacked, and the rest I'm keeping in a box. And I'm really trying to determine, do I actually love those other ones as much as I love the 4 that I have out? So these I wore when my husband and I got married, and so they're very special to me. And then I have my one pair that he gave me that I pretty much wear. It's like my go-to pair that I wear every single day, practically. And I love earrings, but I'm also recognizing, you know, I've got 2 kids. I want to be making frequent videos. I want to be writing and building a business and spending time in my relationship and gardening. I've got a cool little container bed of salad greens right here. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to be doing, and is having 15 pairs of earrings part of that? I don't know. So I have a bunch in a box, and if I am determining over the next couple weeks that I'm not wearing them, then I'm going to set them aside. One of my book clubs, we do a hook a sister up swap right at the beginning of December, and so I'll just put all the rest of the earrings aside and put them in my gift bag that I bring. I'll make another video about the swap that we do. It is really incredible and fun and just amazing. So here's the other thing that I think that is maybe underrated, that sometimes you hear people talking about when they talk about decluttering, but I don't hear a ton of people talking about it. I definitely feel like Marie Kondo talks about this, and I know Joshua Becker, I believe is his name. Yeah, I think he talks about this. I've been reading one of his books recently, Decluttering with Kids, or Clutter Free with Kids. And I can link all those below. What they both have said, I believe, is something along the lines of the process of going through these things, I think is a personal development, spiritual development process. It's us being intentional about our lives, making a choice. How are we moving forward? Is the person I want to be the person who these things are supporting? And if they're not, can I lovingly give them to a friend, give them to my local charity shop, recycle them, compost them, tear them up, make them into rags, whatever. And it's really, even though for some people it feels overwhelming to get into these things, and so it often gets pushed aside, and it's not necessarily always fun. You know, like today my son is at childcare, and I spent at least an hour of that time going through things, because it's hard to go through things when he's there. He's 1. So if he's underfoot, a lot of these things I really can't be going through. And I gotta go get him in 2 minutes. So I spent time today, my valuable free time, going through these things. And there is a part of me that is very resistant to that. There's a part of me that's thinking, but this is my free time. I want to be doing something fun. I want to be moving forward. I want to be doing these dynamic things that are all really cool. There's another part of me, though, and this has actually even been coming up in my dreams, that is acknowledging, like, you got to take care of your things right here before you can move forward. It's not just move forward and leave everything in your wake. And I definitely feel like the busyness of modern life and the amount that people are packing into their lives, it makes it really easy to ignore and just not deal with those things. And people can get overwhelmed because they're like, oh, there's so much to do. I can't get into that for an hour. But I feel that it is a really freeing way of taking the burden off of your mind, because it is a burden to see things that are not being well utilized and not being well loved and just stuffed away. Like, I feel like it's kind of like a stagnant energy, and yet when we can move them to where they would best be, and if it's something that we care about, put them out so we can see them, it has such a profound impact, and it's really freeing. Another book that I like, which I'll have to link below, is called Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and the title kind of gives you a little bit of an insight. The woman who wrote that is all about, if you have 20 minutes, then you take 20 minutes and you work on the thing that you have 20 minutes for. If you have 2 hours, then that's what you do. And you don't tell yourself, I need a whole afternoon or a whole weekend to work on this, knowing that the times that comes up and you willingly choose to take the responsible choice of going through these things rather than going and doing something fun, it doesn't happen that often. But if you can pick 20 minutes here on a frequent basis and 20 minutes there, then it's much easier to accomplish. And she also talks about in her book, it's been a year or two, I think, since I read it, but she breaks it down even more and kind of guides you through, here's how you can do these things in a quick way, and this is what worked for me. And I really love that about her book. All right, thank you so much for connecting and tuning in today. Go ahead and please give this video a thumbs up, and there's a link below so that you can subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.